In this section, we're going to be talking about managing updates and reports. First, we're going to take a look at how to manage all of the updates that are available to us. Now, this includes updates for all of the different modules or extensions that we're using on our Drupal 8 website, as well as managing updates to Drupal core itself. We're then going to take a look at some of the different reports that are available to us within Drupal 8. Now, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at managing module updates. We're going to see how to check what needs updated, how to download the latest versions, and then what to do with those versions to actually update the modules on our website. Now, throughout the development of your website, there's a great possibility that you've come across a message similar to this here, that says there's a security update available for your Drupal version, that you should upgrade this immediately because there's some sort of security issue going on our website. Now, all this is saying is that something is out of date, and typically this message means that Drupal core itself is out of date. However, it could be speaking specifically about a certain module. Now, to check these updates, we need to click the Available Updates button. Now, once we're here, we can see that it's telling us that Drupal core is out of date. Now, there is also another way to check for this to see a little bit more about what's possibly out of date. And if we come up here to Manage, and we open the tab on Reports and click Available Updates, so now we're going to be brought to a page that is going to list all of the modules that we have installed on our site, as well as the status of Drupal core and the theme that we have available on our website. And we're going to see that there are several different colors here. We have green, yellow, and red. Now, much like a traffic light, green means everything's good to go and we're currently up to date. Yellow does mean, however, that we're not currently up to date. There's a new version of the module. However, there's nothing security-wise that needs updated in that particular module or in Drupal core. And then red means, whoa, there is a security update available. This is something you should really consider doing because it has security implications attached to it. Now, in this video, all we're going to be doing is focusing on the modules. Now, you may or may not have anything in red or yellow here. Actually, the version of the REST UI module that we used to film this was actually current and up to date. So I've gone ahead and installed an older version of it just so we can get an idea of how these updates work. So, there's a couple of things that you're going to want to do every time that you update anything on your website. The first thing you're going to want to do is check out the release notes. So we're going to open that in a new tab. And what this is going to do is this is going to tell us what exactly has changed in this particular module from its last instance. So here we can see that this is the release that's compatible for versions of Drupal greater than or equal to 8.2. So the module that I backported to probably won't work for the installation that I actually have. And then we can see here also that this bug that was reported has been fixed. Now, sometimes in here, you're going to see that there's new features. Sometimes you're going to see that certain broken things have been fixed. Or in this case, this version is just the one that's needed to work with the current version of Drupal that we have. But you're always going to want to check that because you don't want to install a module that may break some of the functionality that you have. And if it's going to, you're going to want to know what it's going to break so that you can get in there and fix it. So you're going to want to check the release notes. The second thing that you're going to want to do is just download the module. So we're going to go ahead and click download here on the module. And unfortunately, since I'm running Windows here, I don't currently have anything to extract a tar file. So we can do this a different way. We can actually open this link here in a new tab, scroll down, and we're going to download the latest zip file of this. So then we're going to navigate over to where we have this downloaded, and we're going to go ahead and extract this. And module updates are actually pretty easy to do. the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to our website file here to where our modules are. And we are actually going to just completely delete this module out of our website. So it's totally gone now. And we're going to replace it with the new version of the module that we've just downloaded. So we're actually completely removing the old and we're putting in the new. It's really that simple. And then back over on our website here, we're going to navigate to a very specific page. And this page is update.php. This page is a little different because it actually has a file extension on it, which is quite different from most of the pages we work with in Drupal. So we're going to go ahead and go to update.php, and what this is going to do is actually make sure that there's no updates that are required within the database. So if there's no database updates, this thing's just going to run right through and say nothing's changed, you're good to go. Maybe it was just a change in the code and it really didn't have any database related things to it. But sometimes they'll be adding a new column to a table or a new table altogether, or they'll be getting rid of something. Well, you can't just change the file. You need to make sure that your database now is in sync with the new version of the module, especially if something has been added or taken away, because then your code portion of the website isn't going to line up properly with the database, and you're going to run into a lot of different issues. Now, this page is going to tell you every time that you need to do several things first. One of which is back up your code. Always do a backup. Put your site into maintenance mode. Now, if you have a live site, this is really good to do. If you're updating the views module, half of your site won't work while the views module is gone. So you're going to want to throw it into maintenance mode so everybody knows that you're kind of doing something. And then do a database backup. There have been a lot of times where I've updated things on sites and it has just totally crashed the site. And you can be in a lot of trouble if you're towards the end of development and you've just broken your site. You need to be able to go back to a specific instance of the site before you made these changes. It's always a good idea to do a file backup and a database backup before you do any of this. And you can check out the previous videos in this course on how to do both of those things. Since we're just updating to the module that we actually installed during this course, everything should be fine, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and continue here. And now what this is doing is it's checking for changes in the database. If there are changes, it's going to run a progress bar and let you know that changes are being updated. At the end of this, you'll see that it's going to give you a review log here, and it'll just let you know what changes have been made. Now, since there are no updates to run, this is where it ends. It just says there's no pending updates. If there were, it would let you know, and then you could run those updates, and then it would give you the review. But now we can just go back to the front page. Our site should be up to date as far as the modules are concerned. And we can check that out momentarily once we get back to the front page. So now that we're back on the front page here, we can just come down to reports, go back to available updates, and we can just double check and make sure that all of our modules are green. That lets us know that we are up to date, there's no security issues, there's no new code that we need to get. And that's really the whole process of updating modules. You download the new ones, delete the old ones, replace them with the new ones. Now, that process can take a little longer on a live server, and that's why we're developing locally, but that's really the whole process. In the next video, we're going to be taking a look at managing Drupal core updates.